Hey everyone, welcome back to another adventure with us, the Leopard family, and our friends the Bridsons, who have joined us for their Christmas holiday. This episode, we are at Nelson Lakes, or Lake Notaiti, a beautiful lake in the mountains. There's loads of walks out here, and the swimming is epic, even with the eels. But last episode, we left you from Whites Bay out of Blenheim, where we spent a week diving, eating fresh seafood that we had gathered, and doing some bombs. From here, we headed up the Waio Valley, loaded with vineyards for the famous Marlborough wine. It's a very easy tow up here, even though Nelson Lake sits just below 700 metres of elevation. The road climbs very gradually to this beautiful spot. So let's enjoy the scenery on our drive out.
Last time I crossed this river, I went right up to my neck. Cold enough to cause a shiver, it'll steal away your breath. I came here to seek a fortune not 15 years ago, but I watched it all sink deep into the unrelenting snow. Way up high, trouble will not find me. Way up high, trouble will not find me. Way up high, searching for a fortune in the hollows of the earth. I've been losing myself amongst the rubberland.
Sweet, well we have arrived. We're not sure how this will work, so we'll go for a little wander around and see where we're supposed to park. First impressions, it's pretty tight in here. She's a bit of a window scratching driveway. It's pretty narrow to access this spot. Pretty small campsites too, with lots of trees around them blocking the solar. But there's rubbish, recycling, toilet, so that's good. No water views.
My first impressions of this campsite, I wasn't really that stoked. Manoeuvring the caravan around to the water tap was difficult. There were no views to the lake or even the mountains. You know that you're in a beautiful place, but you're camping in the scrub. Kerr Bay Dock Camp on the other side of the lake might have been better, but you cannot use your annual dock pass there between Christmas and Waitangi weekend. But you can at the West End site. The good news is, despite the camping area, we were going to have an awesome time here and the kids loved playing in the scrub. So after me being a little bit grouchy, time to head off to the lake for a swim to cool down.
Times and places are all in who you share them with, and it's life, and the point is enjoying who you share it with. Joy is who you share it with. And the weeks and the weekends are keeping close who you spend them with. And in time, what you find is the time is who you spend it with. Joy is who you share it with. Who you share it with.
Well, the weather has turned to rain today. It's getting pretty wet out there. We've got 7 kids to deal with in the wet. Quite a lot of people ask us what we do when it's raining. We actually spend quite a bit of time outside, so when it's raining we don't mind a bit of screen time. The kids play with Lego, do drawing, colouring in. Everyone's usually pretty happy for some like low stimulus time, so they're just going to start watching a movie now.
So our kids don't get loads of screen time. They might watch a show in the evening before bed, and they might talk to a couple of friends during the week on Kids Messenger. But otherwise, they're generally pretty content outside playing. We don't mind saying yes to some screen time when they do ask, especially if we've been on like a really big walk or it is a wet day.
Right, Jamie, you ready for the walk?
Right, come Scott, gonna smash it.
So the next day, we had a 10-kilometre walk to take the kids on to the top of Mount Robert. It's a loop walk, which I always love a good loop. It's got great views and you're on the open tops for a large chunk of the time. And the trail's well maintained. It's actually in much better condition than the trail that goes around the lake, which me and Jamie did during our week here. From the campsite, it's a few kilometres of driving to the start of the trail, a pretty narrow and corrugated road getting up here from the campground.
Bro, how you feeling about the big walk today?
Good.
How come? Why didn't you put chapstick on your lips so you don't get sunburnt? And we've got Brett and his daughter are joining us for this hike too, and they've got a homemade camper.
Yeah.
And they've got an Instagram page called Wander Lamb.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, mate?
So yeah, looking forward to this. So yeah, going to get some really good views right at the top of the mountain.
What about you, Jen?
What?
What about you?
I was too busy teasing Jamie about what he was going to say when it was his turn.
He's already had his turn.
After being made fun of for vlogging again, our group was ready and we were off on the trail on a very hot day.
We'll leave it all behind. Won't stop till the finish line. We'll go together on this open road.
Every K, get some lollies.
Untether these wild hearts. Sleep underneath the stars. We'll go together on this open road.
Just had a little bit of a break. The kids have forged ahead, a little bit of sugar and they've got another bout of energy. It's about 170 vertical metres to climb and we're at the top, very hot.
We're on our way. We're on our way. We're just getting started. No stopping us on our way. Kick into overdrive.
Then out of the tree line, we arrived at the Nelson Ski Club hut, where people used to store their skis in the winter so they didn't have to carry them up the mountain.
If we're only given one shot at this life, we gotta make it count while there's still time. We're on our way. We're on our way.
Bushline Hut is around the halfway mark. It has some toilets which was timed well, and the hut's got 14 beds. It does need to be booked online, it's pretty popular. I reckon we might pop back here in the winter time. It would be awesome to camp in the hut if there's some snow around. And it's such an achievable walk on a wide trail, the kids would love it.
That looks like a pretty good spot to have a picnic lunch. You can see how steep this hill is at the lake down there.
Thanks to Jen who made all these sandwiches for the kids and even carried 2 big bags of fruit up. I didn't actually know she brought a whole bag of oranges and apples. The kids definitely enjoyed eating some yum food in a beautiful spot.
Sweet, well that was lunch. We've had our break. Time to head down this hill. I think everyone is looking forward to a good swim in the lake.
This walk is so good because the amount of time you have on the exposed mountaintop where you get to enjoy the view for such a long time.
A fantastic family walk, pretty achievable for kids. It's about a 9-10k loop, and just you get so much exposed, like being up on the top, so you get the good views, which is so good. That hut's got 14 beds. Pretty busy this time of the year. There was 12 people in there last night, so we're way too big a group to even attempt an overnight hut. It's first in, first served, but maybe we'll come back. I'd be keen as to check this spot out in the winter time. But we will leave you here on our hike. I think we'll catch up with you again when we're at the lake going for a swim to cool off, because it's a pretty hot day today. All right, see you later, guys. Alright team, tonight for dinner we are going Mexican. I think they're called tostadas. I don't know, our friends the Bridsons introduced us to them. They're like big nacho tortilla kind of things. Kind of make your food on top of them. But we're making a vegetarian mince tonight, which is so convenient for camping because it requires no meat. It's just mostly all tinned food. So, let's show you what we do. So lentils are a perfect like replacement for mince, for beef. So we've got brown lentils, black beans, corn. You literally chuck them in, stir them up. Then we're just going to chuck in a couple of cans of pasta sauce, and we've got a taco seasoning, and then it's pretty much done. It's real easy, very affordable, and it tastes pretty much as legit as the meat version. Because it's Mexican, you can pretty much have whatever you want. Wraps, you can do nachos. We just put a bit of taco seasoning from Pam's into it, and that's pretty much the seasoning, and you're good to go. We've recruited a bit of child labour, making guacamole.
Our kids are all really helpful when it comes to food preparation. They all love to cut up the vegetables, which is really helpful, and they definitely do a very good job of it as well. Over the 3 weeks that we had with our friends, most of our meals were shared, which was awesome, but it meant there was 11 people to cook for.
Sweet team. Well, that's my dinner. Well, I'm going to have more than one, but we'll leave you here. See you later.
Come to the info centre.
Yeah, we've come to check out the Nelson Lakes Info Centre. Usually when you're in the national parks, they usually have a pretty good amount of stuff to see. It's almost like a mini museum, so go have a look.
The Info Centre is a great spot to call into when you enter the area because you'll get some good ideas and info about the area, like the bushline hut walk that we did. I'm always interested in the history of these kinds of areas and the places and the life 100 years ago. There's a massive pest eradication program going on in this area as well, especially regarding wasps, one of the worst places in the world for wasps. But after our big effort up to the bushline hut, we were looking for a nice short walk to do before a swim.
So round the bay at Kerr Bay, there's another dock camp here, powered sites and a dump station, which is pretty good. You can use on the dock pass after Waitangi weekend. So we've just dumped our toilet cassette here, which is pretty handy. So we're just doing this little honeydew walk just out of the visitor centre. You know, there's little white, little fibrous things hanging off the trees. Is that what the honeydew is, Jamie? I think so, yeah. Yeah. And they get these little things on the bottom of them which you can eat. If you just touch it, it comes onto your finger, and it's very sweet. Mmm.
Tastes like
Good, kids?
Yes. Me look, I'm making you.
So there's a lot of insects and birds that like to come and suck on that little sweet honeydew. Loads of really cool walks in this area, I guess national park. Like me and Jamie, we did a loop around the whole lake. It was about 23k. Pretty rocky routey. We've done the hike up the hill, and you've got a few of these little shorter ones. There's another big one that climbs up to a one called the Parachute Rocks, which is apparently really good. But lots of cool family options and longer extension ones if you can ditch the kids or one of you stay behind. Or just take the kids along with you. Hey Riley? A big long walk.
No, that would be long.
This is our walk yesterday. Zigzagged our way up on the edge of the trees, along the tops. Hut was over there, and then you come down back to the car park.
Look at all the eels. So many. I'm staying with the eels.
Last time I crossed this river, I went right up to my neck. Cold enough to cause a shiver, it'll steal away your breath. I came here to seek a fortune not 15 years ago, but I watched it all sink deep into the unrelenting snow. Way up high, way up high, draw
Toby, what happened to your towel?
A duck pooed on it.
Is it that duck there?
Will not find me way up high, searching for a fortune in the hollows of the earth. I've been losing myself amongst the rubble and the dirt. This way is paved with sorrow and the ruined and bereft. It's doing so much, taking even I'm not
So when we arrived here, I wasn't so impressed with all the scrub, but the kids spent the whole week making this hut. They filmed on their own to show you their work.
This is our hut. This is the inside.
This is the smelly guy's room. AKA you.
Hey! Riley, videoed me.
This is Sky, the dog's kennel.
This is the skin shed.
And this is where we hang the meat.
Alright team, if you're still here at the end, next episode we're jumping ahead to music in the mountains at Tapawera. We spent some time with 4 other full-time families here and we head off to a free camp on the Motueka River. We will see you in the next episode.